Alrighty, so it's no longer a major news that Disney has got a major problem, or shall I say, majors problem? Pun intended. Of course, we know about a couple of weeks ago, a week or two ago, Jonathan Majors was found guilty of doing some very bad stuff to his now former girlfriend. And as soon as that news got broken out, we heard that he was fired. Now, a lot of people were saying things like, oh, he was already fired prior to the news breaking out. But I beg to differ. I think they waited as long as they possibly could fair to Disney before actually announcing that he was fired, or fair to the MCU, a Disney subsidiary. However, this man is not going
quietly into the night,
as Jonathan Majors is coming back. Jonathan Majors to give first interview after being found guilty of doing certain bad stuff to his now ex-girlfriend. And like I said before, Disney has a big hand in making this happen, as Majors' interview on Disney's owned ABC's Good Morning America follows the December news from Marvel Entertainment, a Disney subsidiary, that it was dropping the actor. So it's funny that they're the same people that dropped him, and it's really weird that he's going to another subsidiary of Disney's to go and give his first interview about the whole stuff. Because if it was me, I'd be finding a total competitor to actually give my interview on. Maybe on Netflix, maybe on HBO Max, I'll do a special or whatever, or probably go on some other news network, CNN or anybody else that has nothing to do with Disney, to give them a massive FU for what they did to me. But I have some thoughts as the reason why I think he's doing this still under a Disney subsidiary, and why I think he just can't give them an FU on like I would have done, and I'm sure pretty much many of you would have done to Disney if they had done this to you. And I'm going to share my thoughts as we go along through this story like I usually do. Read the stories, share my thoughts and opinions, and of course ask for yours in that comment section below. Now, without further ado, here we go. Jonathan Majors will soon sit down for his first television interview since last month's high-profile trial, in which New York City jurors found the actor guilty of doing some bad stuff to his now former girlfriend. Now, when this case and trial was going on, certain black people out there, certain black voices out there were saying that the only reason why this guy was being attacked was because he was black, forgetting the fact that one of the voices from Rick and Morty and Johnny Depp, more popular, had faced the same treatment. Matter of fact, they faced worse treatment, but it didn't matter to him. His was that, oh, this is a black man, and it's because he's a black man, that's why he's facing these charges, and a white woman put him in trouble. However, I sincerely beg to differ. The person that brought this case against him is Alvin Bragg. He's a New York City DA, and the last time I checked, the man is black. He brought these charges without being forced. He actually made those charges against Jonathan Majors. So Jonathan Majors wasn't being brought down by a white man. He was being brought down by a black man, if you want to put it that way. So, in any case, the guy was found guilty, which brought more arguments about, they're doing this because he's black. No, the reason why the dude was found guilty was because of the argument that they went to make when it comes to this particular situation. If you guys remember very clearly, back in the days when this whole charges first came out back in August or thereabouts, the defense made this argument. They said the defense lawyer of Jonathan Majors says the actor is completely innocent and provably the victim, which means he didn't do anything to her. She did something to him after he was arrested on Saturday in Manhattan and charged with doing bad stuff and other bad stuff in what the New York Police Department described as a I hope I can say this, domestic dispute, because there are certain things that you will say these days on YouTube and you probably might get demonetized. So that was the situation. They went and made an argument. I think that he would have gotten away with it, or not got away with it. He would have been found innocent if he had actually come out to say, oh, well, stuff happened, but I was defending myself. So this was self-defense. It was a case of self-defense. And if he had pleaded self-defense, I don't think that they would have found him guilty, because everything looked like he wasn't doing anything wrong in this particular scenario, although some of that evidence that were provided could have swayed the jurors to think that he was guilty of something. Maybe not this time, but maybe before this time. because of all the other evidence, because of the way that they feel that he has psychologically maybe manipulated this woman, some Stockholm syndrome or whatever. But in any case, that's the situation with that, in my own personal opinion. And I would even argue that the guy right now getting all of this interview is actually enjoying what I will call a victim privilege. The reason why he's getting an interview so quickly to come and defend himself, I suppose, would be because he has at least a stock in the infinity stone of wokeness. Being black, people that look like me, I've got a stock in the infinity stone of wokeness. It's called the race card. You can always pull it at any time. But then, if you want to go further up the infinity stone of wokeness totem pole, the victimhood Olympics, which I claim as, which I call the victimhood, stocks and credit, because victimhood is the highest, currency that we have in today's world. Well, I'd say if you're a black person, you have a stock in it, probably some change. But if you're a black woman, well, your stock goes a little bit higher up. If you happen to be a black woman and part of the pride community, maybe a queer girl, lesbian, or whatever, your stock goes up even higher. And if you happen to be a member of the T, from any race whatsoever, I think your stock will be at the top. From any race, if you happen to be a T. But that T has to be very specific. If you're a trans woman, right, that would be the highest privilege. So this victimhood privilege by proxy, black privilege, is what this guy is enjoying. Hence why he's getting this interview, because Disney is the highest, wokest company as we know in Hollywood, and they will try to virtue signal as much as they possibly can. One reason why I think they are doing this. According to People's ABC News anchor, Lindsay Davis has to be a black woman that would do this interview. A white person has no right, no privilege to giving this interview. We'll interview the ex-Marvel star on Good Morning America on Monday, with additional segments running on GMA3. Later that day, an extended version will be shown on Davis's ABC News live program, Prime. A half-hour special with never-before-seen clips from Major's interview will also air on Impact and Nightline on Thursday, January 11th, streaming exclusively where on Hulu. And last I checked, Hulu was owned by Disney. So Disney is monetizing this as much as they possibly can. And like I said before, my suspicions is the reason why they are doing this is they are trying to monetize Jonathan Majors, because they possibly might have invested a lot in him. And for those people who are saying it's weird that Jonathan Majors is going onto a Disney subsidiary to go and give his interview, he probably owes Disney a whole lot. If you guys remember, Disney is actually they actually based their entire MCU phase on the Kang Dynasty. And nobody asked you, Disney, to make Kang, like all of the variants look like Kang. But I guess I know why. Because besides Loki, there was no other person. They've already made this mistake with every other character. Doctor Strange, all of his variants are the same. They look alike. Wanda Maxima, all of her variants look like her, right? Every single Avengers character, all of their variants look like them. The only character in Avengers who has variants that look different happens to be Loki. They never explained why, but Loki is the only one that I know of. If you know of any other one, let me know in the comment section below. And this has put them in a very precarious situation, which also was the situation they were when this happened. Because if Jonathan Majors in the first instance had claimed self-defense, he would have been admitting to doing some bad stuff, right? But if he said he did absolutely nothing, that would be great for PR, but he would have been found guilty, which is the reason why he was found guilty of, what they accused him of, which I can't say because I might get demonetized. So there you have it, you guys. The reason why he's getting this interview, in my own personal opinion, is because Disney is woke, and Disney is trying to use their wokeness to defend a black person, so they are not accused of trying to bring down a black man. And also they are monetizing the hell out of it, because I think that they need to make some money back off of this guy as much as they possibly can. They need to monetize his behind as much as they possibly can. And he's getting this opportunity, while Johnny Depp never got this opportunity. He even got the opportunity on the fact that they had to wait this long to actually, fire him at the end of the day. And I know some of you might be saying, oh, how can you make this judgment based on only one black person? Well, hell, once again, like I usually say, hold my freaking beer. We all know in August that Lizzo got accused of doing bad things to her dancers, including, fat shaming and other bad stuff, a lot of bad stuff. However, in the midst of all of the allegations that is still ongoing, Lizzo's backup dancer stands with her as she tearfully accepts humanitarian award amidst bad stuff controversy, right? Amidst the controversy, they gave her an award. She's still releasing music, right? You tell me that she doesn't have high stocks in the Infinity Stones of wokeness. That's why that is happening. Now, to me, in my personal opinion, I think this is the same treatment that Johnny Depp should have gotten. I think the guy from Rick and Morty, I forget his name right now. I think this is the same type of treatment that they all should get. You should be treated as innocent until found guilty, right? So I have no issues with Jonathan Majors. I have no issues with Lizzo. I have issues with the way they've been treating the whole situation, and you can't tell me it's not based on the premises of race. You just can't tell me. No, it's just impossible to actually say it's not based on the premises of race. But these are my thoughts regarding this, you guys. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, ding that bell for notification, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care, peace, and Saya's out. Bye-bye.